morning. I'm getting chauffeured around today. It's a little weird. But today we are getting a shipment of ADS pipe because we got some more drainage work to do this year. Yeah, this is quite the balancing act here. Pipe. It's a lot of pipe. So we got that pipe unloaded. Dad and I are going to come over here to where I'm building a house and where we're building a shop and maybe do some work we're just looking at right now. BJ and Brad are going to haul some corn before some bad weather rolls in. We've got some rain snow mixture for the next 2 days. I did some dozing over here the other day where our house is going to go. Dad hauled some gravel in here. I have a contractor that's building the house, and the contractor's putting in the septic and all that stuff, but we are going to do a lot of the site work, and right now I just want to see what kind of site work away from the house we need. I don't want my house to fill with water. We're up on a hill. We're several feet above sea level. I mean, several hundred feet. Drainage all around us, but I want to go get a transit and double check. So that's what we're going to go do right now. I have to slope some dirt away from the house because unfortunately it does look like the middle of the house is in the lowest part of this stretch that we're going to put it. Dad's got the JCB back here doing some back dragging, but basically my house is going to be right there. That's going to be pretty much where the house is located at. This lane right here, all the way back through here, this is going to be directly behind my house. There's going to be a walkout basement right here into this lane. We're going to slope this dirt out here to make a gradual slope, and we're going to use that dirt up around the house. I really want a walkout basement, so does Kayla. We don't have the lot that's great for a walkout basement, but we have the equipment to make it work. So that's what we're doing, and that's why we need some elevation checks. Make sure we get some flags. Yes. Marking paint. We even got paint. Hot bag. Is there a good base on that road?
Yeah, that's good.
Just need to put some blue rock on it. It's 6'1" at the base of that concrete abutment. That's kind of the low point. We'll see how much higher up we are here. It looks like we're only going to be 3.5 feet. Yep. I guess we're going to be 4.5 feet.
The house to be.
So we got 5 feet.
Huh?
5 feet then? Elevation difference?
So what would be?
Yeah. So by using this laser, basically that thing is throwing a laser beam, and when it comes into contact with that device Dad has, it makes a beeping noise, tells you when you're perfectly on plane with that laser. We were able to determine that from that concrete abutment to right here is 5 feet. This basement is 10 feet total. We're gonna have 2 feet of the house sticking up out of the ground. So we have 4 feet right here that we would have to fill in, like slope dirt out away from the house. The house would be 4 feet above this field right here. Right now we're gonna walk down here to the other end of this just to see how much this falls. We're kind of sloping this direction. See if it makes any sense to move the house further down, but still also make the house look, right. About a foot lower, or not quite a foot.
What was it, 6?
It was 6'1", that's 5'4". So way up there by the JCB, that's where the transit, or the laser is. Everything's sloping this way. And where he's standing, there is apparently the transit's sitting at 4'8", so between where the transit is and here, we got 2 feet of fall. Yeah, the good news is Dad's gonna get a play in his big bulldozer. Bad news is we got a lot of dirt to move. So right here where he dug out with the loader bucket, that is 1.5 feet below where he's standing, which is probably a high point, I guess. But we're gonna have to go below that at least a foot. Straight down through here, all the way down through there. Well, decisions. So Dad and I have been playing around with that transit and just talking things over. One thing that is a thing that comes with experience, I think, is seeing like a final project, seeing how a project's going to look after a while. Like looking at this dirt, trying to visualize how things are going to look when we're done moving this dirt. And that's why I wanted Dad to come over here with me. He's done this a lot more than I have. And I'm just really worried that we're going to build this house and not like how it looks. Like, I like the floor plan. Hopefully I like it when we live in it, but I want to know that I want to like how the house looks sitting on the property. And that's one thing that's really worried me. So originally this house, and this is still the plan as of now, is have this house here, take this down a little bit and slope all this field out. It's a lot of dirt moving, but we can do that. We can do that pretty quickly, really. Like probably within a week. But how's the house going to look here? I don't know how the house is going to look. We're going to use this existing driveway, driving through that grove of trees. It looks beautiful in there, especially in the winter. House is going to be sticking out there though. Kind of thinking, filling this in, making this all the flush with that field. Filling this in. I gotta run this by Mrs. Brown. She'll probably shoot it down before you guys ever see this. Basically having the front of the house right through here. I guess it won't be right where we're standing. This is actually quite a ways this direction from where the house would be. The house would be, see that white barrel? That'd probably be the far corner of the house. The house would come out into the field roughly to about here. And then with the D8, there's a ravine right there, a really deep ravine. We'd start sloping everything that way to get our walkout basement. This would all stay unchanged, and then it would start falling this way, sloping that all out, using that dirt to fill in all that, and then we'd have our walkout basement, have a nice flat part of the yard over here. I don't know. I think this way will drain better. That's the main thing that we like about this. Me and Dad anyways. And I think the house is just going to look better a little further off of this field. Kind of sitting back in here a little bit more. Maybe not. I don't know. We're going to eat some lunch and think about it some more. And probably still make the wrong decision. So me and Dad just got done working on a cheeseburger. BJ called us and said that we got a bearing out over at the other grain setup, the old grain setup. So we're both going to head over there and see if we can help get that up and going, or get it tore apart, or order parts, or whatever we got to do. They're pulling out another bin because, like I said, the weather's turned pretty nasty today. Always something. You know if it's which bearing it is, the bottom of this?
Yeah, watch this.
Oh, that's normal.
No. I mean, at first it sounded like a mouse had pulled a rock in there, and it's like wedged between the flighting or whatever, but then it got consistent.
Is it completely locked?
No.
Oh.
But the dust was just rolling out of the bottom where that seal, I'm sure there's some kind of seal that's going.
If you're in the process of building a bin and you're thinking about one of these, I'd highly think against it. I've been nothing but issues ever since we've had that. I mean, I guess it's better than dragging an auger out here, but is it? Is it? It's really slow, I know that.
Here we have Brian laying down on the job. It's either broke or broke free, one or the other. I heard it. Did it break it? Huh.
That cheap hard to freight. Let's say we like to sponsor some toolboxes. All right, BJ, get to preaching.
Ah! Hey, man.
I got another big one.
He's a big one.
Right, Brian.
You broke my new bar?
That's quality, bud.
It's still got the daggone tag on it.
Quality. It ain't got the right tag. It's Pittsburgh.
I guess we're going to have to buy Snap-on bars.
Yeah. Christmas.
God knows he ain't got the strength to bend nothing. That's some soft metal right there.
Popped right off, didn't it? No.
Right now, BJ, see how he's got his turn?
Yeah.
That is disappointing.
I didn't bend your floor.
Well, thank you.
You can see that.
Yeah, it's visibly bent.
Yeah, it's got a torque bit in it now. It's got a torque bit. It broke off.
So what all we need to take for a warranty claim? Brand new breaker bar.
I
2 or 3
feel like we
heads.
could have got more mileage out of that bearing. I mean, it's only been in there 50 years.
Let's just put some glue around it and call it good.
Put that in there. It's going
We want pry bar? I gotta hold the bar. Thing.
Okay, something's happening.
Yeah, it's coming. So that set screw right there is not coming out. We got one of them out, so we're just gonna pull it off of her before I ruin the shaft.
It ain't very much of it in there.
Let me pull it.
Yeah, you pull it.
Hey, I'll pull it.
I'll watch it.
We're bending the sprocket.
I don't care about sprocket. We'll put a new sprocket on. Gotta get it off there.
Take two. See if we can't break one of these ears off. You don't need your foot, Brad.
Let's get some.
Well, to get the torch we go. No business card?
Thanks.
Like and subscribe. It's a good time for you guys to do that.
Filming this for insurance purposes or what?
Yeah, that way when one of these tanks goes shooting through the cab, they know it was stupidity.
Okay, calm down.
Forward. Whoa, back up a little bit, you're gonna crush your tailgate. Pick it up. Well, how was the game? You were there.
It's good. It's good.
This was the Buffalo game.
Yeah, no buffalo hunting.
Yep. What's the prediction?
Oh, you know the prediction. I think we're leaving.
Yeah, that one didn't make it. Fine. I got me Mrs. Brown over at the house site. Tell her what me and Dad were kind of hashing out. They've just about got that. They're grinding up that shaft now where we kind of boogered it up a little bit. Got the sprocket off there in the pulley, or the bearing. Hopefully we can get that fixed while this weather's rolling in, this bad weather, and have that bin up and operational when we haul again. Morning. So this is a couple days later. I got Livia with me. She doesn't have preschool on Fridays. Meeting the builder over here at the bin site. Guy that's building our new farm shop. I have a meeting with him. I think we've got our building, man, that sounds right. I think we got our building pad all situated and ready to go. He's going to check it out, see what else we need to get done on our end, and yeah, hopefully get a timetable when this building's going to get started.
Straighten the frame or something like
So
that.
that's what I've heard people using them for, was putting rails in the floor to be able to put,
Straighten something.
yeah, to be able to straighten something. If you got to weld something to it, you can weld something to it. And
One meeting done. So with that meeting, we were kind of hashing out things like electrical needs, where drains are going to be, windows, all the little things you don't even think about. Like windows, who cares where the windows are? Well, you got to know where the windows are and you got to know how many you need. But it did sound like that things are going to start happening on this building in the next couple weeks. They're wanting to do that floor in the next couple weeks, so that'll be great. The plan is that they will come in. If you don't know, we're building a 135 by 100 foot farm shop. And they're planning on coming in, putting the piers and the footers in for the building. This is a K building. It's a steel frame wood purling building. I'm gonna put the piers for the steel in, build the building, and then pour the floor after the building's up. The building will not be delivered here till March, but we can go ahead and get that floor in, let that get good and settled and everything before the actual building goes on it. So now Dad and I are gonna go back to the house site. We've made some changes, me and my wife, we've talked some things over. And we need to clear some more trees, which was not hard to get Dad to want to do. There's things that are not hard to talk him into, and one's taking trees out. Now these trees are going to come out anyways, but our builder is coming over tomorrow. So we want to get these trees knocked out before he gets here. So we're going to try to square this house up and lay it out exactly where the basement's going to get dug. Now, when we were meeting with our builder for the shop, one of the things we did iron out is service pit location. I say that because every time I mention this shop, everyone always asks two things. Is there going to be a wash bay? Is there going to be a service pit? There's going to be both. We got that location narrowed down, so I really wish that building was here. That's going to be pretty awesome when it's here, but I also wish my house was here. And it would have been great if they'd have been spread out over 6 months. But nah, we'll just do them both at once. Those are the ones that gotta go. So the plan now is possibly, no more tomorrow, but for the house to be right here. I think it'll look a lot better. So since we are still somewhat up in the air on where this house is going to sit, right now we're just going to peel off this undergrowth, smaller trees. If, like this tree right here, for example, if we can leave that tree because it's going to be 20 or 30 or 50 feet from the house, we'll leave that tree. That's, you know, nice looking pine tree. It takes a while to grow those. And I would like to have a couple trees around the house maybe. Like all this underbrush, I was going to cut it out anyways if we didn't have to take the tree line out. But for now we're just going to take this undergrowth, throw it out of the way. That way we can get a good survey of this tomorrow when the builder gets here. I know it may seem like we're just going back and forth and real wishy-washy about this, but you know, if we get a bathroom wrong, if it's the wrong color, I can repaint it. If I get the wrong kind of doors in the house, we can replace them. Kitchen breaks, you know, we can fix that. If I screw up the site and put the house in the wrong spot where it doesn't drain right and it just doesn't look right or natural at all, that's where the house is going to be, because you can't pick it up and move it easily. The old excavator bucket, it's got a lot of chatter to it. When we bought that excavator, it came with a Wainwright quick attach bucket. We never really have like that. Throws the excavator off, it's not balanced real well. A lot of slack in that bucket. Oh well, it still does the job for us, but noisy. A lot of slop, a lot of slop. That hoe was a Sunbelt rental hoe, so it's hard to tell who else used it. But it's been pretty good for us so far. Just in his natural habitat. Not really, but he does love tearing trees out. So if the house goes where we're kind of thinking now, where Dad is sitting in the excavator, that'll be the same level as this field. We'll fill this in. It'll be all same grade right through there. And the house back here, at the moment we're kind of leaning towards not a walkout anymore, because we want this big backyard to look like it does now. We love this space. We use this space a lot, actually. We have campouts here pretty often. It's just a nice big open field. To get that walkout like Dad and I were talking, we're gonna have to really destroy a lot of that. Wouldn't be destroyed, it'd still be there, but it'd look way different. This would all be sloped into those woods right there, but the house would be looking this way. It's just not, we could make it work, but it's gonna look forced, and I don't know that I want that. The more Kayla and I talked, the more we're leaning towards a non-walkout. Probably will still do like a storm door or something like that to get access to the basement, but in my mind, we had this grand walkout that was going to be used just like the rest of the house, but it's just not going to work on this lot. Probably could have made it work, but I don't think we're going to regret it. We're going to have a pretty sweet backyard, pretty awesome area back there. Now, one thing I do need to do is call my septic guy and make sure this isn't going to change anything. I can't imagine it will, because we're moving the house 50 feet back this way, so shouldn't change too much. I know in previous videos where I've mentioned the home, people have mentioned checking with utilities and all that good stuff. That's all been done. If we move the house where we're going to, it's a little bit more electric line, but we're talking 50 feet. I'm already doing 1,500 feet of underground, so why not 50 more? This would be the view out the front door. Basically, would be up a little bit higher, but the grain beds are right on the other side of those trees. Now someday we might be able to look through there and see the grain leg and all that stuff from the house, but those trees provide a really nice windbreak, so we might leave those. I don't know. And we're a lot more secluded this way. No one from the road can see us. We're about a mile off the road, but it's pretty flat. And if those trees weren't there, you'd definitely be able to see the house pretty well. That's an old loading dock from when this was still a munitions plant. So I know a lot of people are wondering about if we have found any booms. We have not. I don't think they actually made booms. I think they made shells. Like the big cannons on the battleships. But no, we've never found one. I know some people are also talking about contaminants. There will not be a well here, I'll tell you that. They're running 4,000 feet of water line from the road. 5,000 feet, something like that. We're not quite a mile. I think we're 4,500. We found an old picture that shows all the buildings that are around.
Really?
Hello. Just walked through our front door. Can't you see it? So, we have got our house site laid out. This is where it's going to be. Here's the floor plan we just walked out of that door, if it was actually there. So yeah, there she be. It doesn't look very large whenever it's just flags, does it? Looks tiny. That's like a 2,800 square foot house, so definitely a lot of living space. Originally it was going to be on the other side of the road, but upon further investigation, this made more sense.
We ruled out our walkout basement, so we just went for over here.
Yep. So one thing that we really like about this spot is just like the backyard's gonna be awesome. Do you think so? Yep. So the kids love it back here. They play back here all the time. So lots of exploration opportunities. Are you excited to start this?
I'm excited to be super stressed out about student teaching, baseball, softball, t-ball, new house, new shop, and planting season all going on at the same time.
It's going to be a busy couple weeks. But what's your what are you most excited about in the house?
Most excited that it'll face the proper direction. Our house right now is turned backwards.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Also, our house right now is really cold because the insulation sucks. So I'm excited about insulation and warm house.
It's an old farmhouse. It's not the greatest insulated. But yeah, this house, there's nothing wrong with our house. Like, it's a perfectly livable situation. But this is a house we designed. Everything's where we want it, and we like that. There's the view out the front porch. Gonna be pretty awesome. We're a pretty good ways off of a road. No neighbors to speak of. We're excited. Why didn't you park in the garage?
You drove.
Oh, why didn't I park in the garage? Now, one thing we are going to do, this is all going to be filled up, this road. So our basement dirt, when they dig the basement, will go right in there. I'm going to try to make this all the same plane all the way across. Driveway will come around past those trees right into the garage. That driveway over there will come around, come into the garage. So should make for a really nice situation there. Now, the main question people keep asking us, when's the house start? So yesterday when Ray, our builder, was here, he said as soon as the weather's fit, they're going to come over and start digging this basement. So sometime in the next week or two. He also said once the basement's dug, the concrete's poured, the house will be framed up in like 3 weeks. But he still said it will take till probably March before we're living in it, or September before we're living in it. So we got a long ways to go, but at least there'll be progress.
Oh, if anybody is selling a commercial refrigerator, I want a commercial refrigerator.
What was the brand you like? True?
Yeah, but that was super expensive. I want a commercial dishwasher. I do not want to buy a new one in 6 months. I want a commercial laundry, like a spin queen or whatever it's called. I do not want to buy new appliances in 6 months when they break down. Hate that.
Yeah, we go through appliances. We've been on a good kick with the refrigerator for a while, but it's always full. But, yep, there's the update on the house. This is the first of many house videos, so the house builds are going to be on the main channel. I don't know if we're going to put any on the other channel. We might put dedicated videos there and checkups here. I don't know, but this is the first of many. Lots of construction going on this year. Thanks for watching, folks, and we'll see you in the next video.